Hello! Welcome to us at Virum Moosepark.
We had a fantastic year this year, and it's been so fun because we haven't had this blog before. We started in October 2022, and it's been so nice to show you all what we're doing all the year.
Yes,
And we had a busy year.
very busy year. So now this is our New Year's special that we talk about everything we have done. Everything.
Everything. Oh, it will be a long talk.
Yes. Oh.
A lot have happened this year. I think it all started off with us getting David
Yes.
to the park to join our all year round family.
Hi there.
And he's been a great asset to the park and to our family.
Yeah, been fantastic. It's I don't know what we have done without him. It wouldn't be possible, especially not this year, because this year a lot have happened.
Yeah.
It started very sad when we had our wonderful bull Gustav that passed away. In the last episode you all met Gustav, our big friendly bull in Virum. Some time ago he got an injury in his back leg. He was not putting weight on his right foot. This sometimes happens, but then it will be better in a week or less time. But his injury didn't. Usually when they got injured, it's a sharp object or a small stone to get stuck in the claw. Normally the problem goes away itself after a few days, but it didn't go away. Our vet Anina came together with our friend Klaus. Klaus is a very experienced zoolog, and he have helped us to sedate large animals before, so the veterinarian can check them out without no risk of injury.
Vi kan vänta och se att när vi är på läget. Gustav är lite nära. Unfortunately, there was no visual injury to Gustav's foot or his leg. But by that time, the problem seemed to have gotten worse. So it was clear that something was wrong, although we did not know what.
We decided to call in a specialized vet who can take an X-ray out in the woods from Gustav's hind leg to see if there was any injury. Taking these X-rays is not so simple. It requires specialized equipment and very strict safety measures.
Jon assisted, and he and the veterinarian had to wear special protective aprons. The film crew and I had to stay about 50 meters away. Here we see the result, but again, no visible problems could be detected. by this time we were really getting worried. The problem got worse every day and could not be treated.
It was clear that our dear friend was in pain. In the wild, an injured moose get weaker and weaker until they can't not feed themselves anymore. They die of starvation or fall prey for other predators like wolves or bears. But Gustav was in our care. And we had to take a very, very hard decision. He was very friendly and wonderful, so we never thought that we would have any bull that could get even close to him.
No. And then by a stroke of luck, we found Oskar, who, if you have followed the vlog, you have seen him. But we needed a new old bull to the park. But he's been a real superstar all year.
Total fantastic.
Yeah.
Just a week after we lost our friend Gustav, one other Moosepark told us that he didn't have any female moose in his park, and he could even think of changing one of his big bulls with a female, and that's very uncommon. They have a fantastic park in Kosta Safari Park, really big and wonderful. We decided to change one of our female calves with Oskar. When we arrived, it was late, much later than we thought of, because we thought we would be home at lunch. But in the evening, he was very interested in the new area and really quickly just ran away to explore. That's a really good sign. When we have a new moose in the park, we need to have him alone for a while, just so we can get him used to the new food. Usually it's between 2 weeks and 1 month we have them alone. They can still see each other, the new moose. They can even smell each other and try to fight each other, because we only have a fence between them. Oskar was really social. He come close to us, even when he didn't have any contacts or big contacts with humans. He only had a brother and a bigger bull in the other fence. But as soon as he come here, he were really interested in the other moose. He ran back and forth, just to try to find a way to get to the other moose. Therefore we were really quick with getting used to the new food and let him in to the other moose. First was Tina, a bit. Tina is the moose which is lowest in rank. She tried to put Oskar in his place. Oskar didn't like that, not at all. But when he tried to fight back, Sara was the leader moose in here. She's the biggest of all our cows. She just standing up and only kicked him down. Kicked him down, kicked him down. It kept going like that for about 2 weeks. And then we also got the goats.
Yeah.
That was also a very happy coincidence.
Yeah, so strange thing just to have someone call us and ask if we want, how many was it, 16 goats? Hey Maja! Hej! Kan vi flytta lite? Putt, 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 putt! Putt, putt, putt! Luna! Maja! Flytta på dig! Flytt, flytt! As you can see, our family has gotten bigger. Now we have 14 goats as well. Kind of a crazy story. We got a call a few weeks ago because there was a farm not far away from here that weren't allowed to keep animals anymore because of a legal act. And they told us that they knew that we have had goats here this summer, and we had only rented goats then, and they wondered if we could take care of them. But if we couldn't take care of them, they were going to be put down. We never wanted the goats.
No, they are terrible animals,
yeah,
I thought.
We have thought so. We didn't want goats, but now when we have them, I couldn't think of not having them because they are so special personalities.
And cute.
And
Yes,
cute.
very cute.
They are cute. And but it's you're not so happy with them when we're going to move them or when they run away.
Especially not to try to catch a goat is not a funny experience.
No, it's always hard to catch them, but we always do.
You're still playing with the coffee, never gonna break your head. I'm still trying not to bring nice things, why is everybody sleeping bed? We've been living on the road, now slow down, everything will be alright. Don't go thinking it's a big deal, unreal, everybody sleeps tonight. It's been hard, everything on the clock. Lift me up, get me back to the start. It's been hard not to feel good, real good, even on a cloudy day. I've been fighting from the get-go, so no, things are bound to go my way. You're still living in your headspace, never gonna come on out. I'm still wishing I could find space, some trees are the words carry you down. It's been hard, get on the clock, lift me up, get me back to the start.
We had a lot of beautiful calves this year,
Yes.
and also Odin. His mother didn't want to take him, so we took him in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Home.
and it was a very hard ending because when he broke his leg and didn't make it. But we had 2 beautiful months with him when he lived with our family, and
He was happy.
yeah, he was a really happy guy.
He had the best life could have.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. So, you're probably wondering who this little fellow is. This is Odin. And Odin is about a week old, and unfortunately he was rejected by his mother. When I came out to the park and I gave her food, as we always do, and then he, instead of following his mother, just walked right up to the tractor. I didn't thought much about it at the moment, but then I got a feeling when I drove in again that something went right, because she was just walking away from him. And so I went out again to check on him. Then I found him lying all alone in the park. And for some reason his mother, she wouldn't take him. Probably because she's too young and didn't know how to handle the situation. And of course, both me and Jon tried for a very long time to get them together, try to get her to give him attention, but it didn't work out. So finally we had to make a decision how to do to, save his life. And the only thing we actually could do was to, take care of him as he's one of our own.
And of course, this isn't something that you want to do, to take a calf from their mother, but we really had to, because if you don't take care of the calf, they will die in about half a day. So we had to take the decision to take him in, and of course, as you can see, he's super cute. It feels like life is amazing when you're just sitting here with him, but it's also heavy work. He's just like a baby, so we are like baby parents again. There's milk on all of our clothes, there is pee everywhere, and he has to be fed every 3 hours. So even at night we take turns to go up and feed him. He's usually out most of the day, but in the night he's sleeping inside with us, so we can keep watch over him. He looks quite small now, but he will start to gain 1 kilo every day. And right now it's hard to believe that this little guy will be 500 kilos when he's old. And we will have him here and take care of him until September, when he's big enough to go out to the enclosure and meet the other moods. The first month in a calf's life is critical, so if we hope that everything will go well, and we will do everything we can to see that he is doing great, but because it's so critical the first month, we don't know if he will survive until September. But fingers crossed, everything will go well. And now I'm hearing Torsten, the veterinarian, will come and check him out. So we will see that everything is fine with him. And of course we want to give him the best care that we can. So now we have to go and see, and he will shake him out.
Ja, vad bra. Ruben, nu ska vi väga dig. But it was not only the moose who got calves or children. Suddenly we begin to see that the goats also can get children.
Yeah, little babies.
And they were so,
So Nicky was born in April,
cute. Yeah.
and in the end of season we also got Sneezy. And both were really cute, and Sneezy also became really tame because of our wonderful staff.
Yeah. Yeah, we had great staff this year.
Yes.
Yeah, the team this year has really been great. We have a lot of people who have worked here before, so that we know, and they have done a super job, both in the park and in the store. We couldn't have done it without them. And also we have found some new staff for this year.
My job is to take care of the animals here. We have goats, pigs and bunnies. We don't have any name for him yet, but we're trying to decide. Me and one of my co-workers wants his name to be Sneezy, after one of the 7 dwarfs from Snow White, because his mom's name is Snow White. He's 6 days now. His teeth are growing out, so it's itching. So he's biting everything. You see he bites my finger too. But it's like, he doesn't really have any teeth, so it doesn't hurt.
It's so fun because we're such a small company, so it's really important that we have the people that we can trust and rely on.
And also have fun with.
Yeah, also. But the people this year has been really great, and we've become like a little family.
It has been a really great summer for us this year. We have had a lot of people in the park.
Yeah, so many visitors, and it's so fun to see that it's happy visitors.
Sehr schön.
Sehr schön. Top.
Full ervaring.
Ja, super. Super. Beeindruckend. Beste Tour. Awesome experience. Great.
Amazing.
It's so fun.
And it's a fantastic feeling that someone can get that experience from those wonderful animals.
Yeah, and that they can get it because of all the work
Yes.
that is done. Because it's a lot of work as well.
It's very, very much work.
Yeah.
And it's never over.
No.
We can't be sick because we need to do it because the animals need us.
The animals come first,
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Always.
always.
Jo, kom och fixa.
But we have also done some new stuff this year, except the animals. And that's our new barbecue place. It was really fun to at last get ready. And the new gallery that was really uplift for the...
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yes, fantastic. We also got a funny company who called us to needed some filming and pictures of moose in the wild. It sounded really weird, but after a while they arrived with a car, Qualcomm. And they are specialized in try to make computers in the cars to understand when an animal come up on the road to alert the people who drive or the computer who drive in the future.
Oh, it's so fun in this vlog, as in our park. Of course, we want it to be a little funny,
Yes.
but we also want to educate, and it's fun to, just let people know about what we're doing in the park, but also about our animals. Yes, it's about this, the moose horns. Actually, they lose their horns every year, and some people will think they have the same horns all their lives, but that's not true, because they lose it in about January, February, at least our bulls do. And you can see here, this is from a moose who lived here long ago. His name was Harald. He was like a superstar. And this is his first horns. And then you see that as much as he grows older, they change. And it change all the way up to here. We can see that the horns are starting to get smaller again. So first they are small, then they get bigger, 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 and then they get smaller again.
But then the autumn comes.
Yeah,
And then it's the mating season and
A holiday.
holidays, yes. The mating season make the moose really tense, sometimes even really aggressive. Or you think they would like me because I come with the food to them? But I'm just another threat to try to take their women. It doesn't matter how much I try to explain. We have two types of enclosurements here. We have the wooden fence, where we had some pine trees. It's a bit more trees inside there. There it's really good in the winter to get protection from the wind and from the cold. In the summer it's a lot of mosquitoes and a lot of other insects that the moose don't like. So in the summertime we close it. Also good because under the summer a lot of herbs will grow and different kind of mushrooms, and the moose love it in the autumn when we let them in. We also have the field enclosurements. It's much more open, and we have also our little lake. We have shadow places for them to take safety when it's hot days. Hugin and Mooning was really quick to go inside here and explore and find every different kind of herbs. But as soon as the cow come in here, then Oskar will also arrive. And he will hunt them down. Even that they are not so interested now in the start, in the end they will be interested in the cows. And Oskar will always protect his wives. Moonin really wants to go inside there because it's so much good leaves and a beautiful woman. Yeah, like you see here, Oskar guards the entrance to the forest enclosurements. Like a security guard in a really good pub. Yeah, Oskar don't allow anyone who are too small to get inside.
we keep the bunnies and the pigs at our house on the off season, just because it's a safer place from birds of prey and other wild animals. So it's a lot of back and forth, and well, the bunnies we can catch, not easily. But you know, you can't move a pig if the pig doesn't want to be moved.
A pig is strong.
Yeah, and
You
it's
think it's only fat, but that it's a lot of muscles.
yeah. So
Yes.
it takes a good while to move them. You have to let them do it in their own pace.
Yes.
And then when you have put them in the transport, it can also be a problem to get them out of the transport. This year Eddie fell asleep and didn't want to leave the transport. So then it was another hour for him to go out.
Yes.
But when we went out, he was happy,
At last.
at last.
But Aurora, we have also done some stuff. You and Ewald were on climb that VMB adventure.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
On a holiday.
On the holiday, the autumn holiday.
Like Aurora said, she and her best friend Ewald went to VMB Adventure Park, but I cannot follow her to this park because my heart stops. So you can watch this, I will close my eyes. Yeah, if you just want to look at everything, just go into our channel and watch everything from the start.
Yes.
And the Virum Moosepark.
Yeah, Virum.
Virum Moosepark.
Moosepark.
But we have really enjoyed doing this episode. We hope that you will enjoy it too.
Yes.
And
And we must thank all those visitors we have had this year. It has been a fantastic year, and this would not be possible if it wasn't for you.
so thank you so much.
And for you who haven't visited us yet, and for all those who want to visit us again, welcome. Next year, you're so extremely welcome to us. It's always nice
To have people.
Yeah,
to
to have
see people
To
and
meet new people.
meet new people, talk about moose, and
And meet same people.
Yeah,
And
meet the same people. Yeah, that's also fun. We hope that we will see you next year at 2024. And until then, a lot of moose greetings from Sweden.
hej då!